what's going on? I'm Patrick Jagir. So thanks for tuning into this video, and in this one I want to show you an exercise for lung energy and also for the energy of the metal element. So the metal element, it's great for boundaries, for keeping things outside of your psyche, outside of your energy that you'd rather not have in there. So let's get into it. So yeah, this is good for your lungs, good for your large intestine. Your large intestine actually produces what's called the Wei Qi, so your defensive energy that protects your body. It's your immune system is part of this, but it's some other things too. That mainstream science doesn't acknowledge at this point. So anyway, let's get into the particulars of this exercise. So first off, your feet are at least hip width apart, maybe a little wider, definitely no wider than your shoulders. And again, the balance point, we're going to be shifting later between the ball of the foot and the heel of the foot, but just so you know, the balance point is just forward of the heel. It's that little space in here. There's a little hole between the tendons, the two tendons on the front side of the ankle. So just below that, that's your balance point on your foot. It's like your plumb line. So anyway, let's get into the kind of the upper body, the movement of this exercise, and then we'll get into the weight shift later. So what we're doing here is, on your inhale, you're going to be scooping. So you drop your weight a little bit, you scoop these hands, you come up the center line. This is all on the inhale. On the exhale, you make this little triangle, and you push out a little bit. So you're not muscularly pushing, you're pushing with your intent. As you do this, you can imagine your hands running along the surface of something metallic, like a big stainless steel mixing bowl that you see in the kitchen of a restaurant, for example. Now, a visual you can do with this, imagine that there are like puffy, super bright white clouds in the environment you're in, whether you're indoors or outdoors. And imagine when you inhale, breathe these through your pores. And on the exhale, breathe these clouds out out of your skin. Make a big gleaming white bubble around you. So breathe the white clouds in, exhale, breathe out the white bubble. And at the end of every inhale and every exhale, work a little pause in. So I'm inhaling, I'm doing a little pause, my hands are still moving, then I'm exhaling, making my big white bubble big, and on the exhale, my hands are moving, and I'm inhaling again. So those little pauses in the breath help relax your system. Now, there's a sound you can use with this. In Chinese Taoism and Chinese medicine, the 5 elements all have sounds that are associated with them. And they resonate with the organs of those elements and pretty much everything that has to do with those elements. So the sound for the metal element is, it's like the sound of steam. You know, if you wrote this out, it's just all straight S's. It's a hiss. So how you incorporate this, you do your inhale, breathe in the white clouds, and then on the exhale, make the sound. Now, I was taught it's more effective to do the sound silently, so it's like your enunciating the sound with your mouth, but you're not actually making an audible sound. The idea with this is that it keeps the energy in your tissues rather than dissipating it into the environment. Make sure your breathing's nice and relaxed. Now, another interesting thing here with visualizing this white energy. In Chinese medicine, there are different spirits that live in your body. They actually inhabit different organ systems. So for the lungs, the spirit is called a Po. It's the corporeal soul. It's like it's an energy body. It's just an energetic duplicate of your physical body. And it only lives as long as your spirit inhabits your body. And when your spirit leaves, when the body dies, when the material body dies, this Po, this corporeal spirit, gets recycled in the earth. It goes back into the earth. So at funerals in East Asia, they actually wear white because they want the spirits of the deceased person to go where they need to go to the next world, to not hang around. So actually here in the West, when we wear black for funerals, it kind of attracts the spirits of the deceased. And they can potentially jump into the most vulnerable person in the room, the person with the weakest energy body. So, interesting food for thought. Last thing I want to cover is the weight shift. So just like the energy ball, if you haven't seen that video, check that out. When you inhale, we're shifting the weight into the heels, sitting back a little bit. You're sitting onto that countertop or that bar stool. And when you exhale, shift the weight towards the balls of the foot. You inhale towards the heels, drop the weight. Exhale, weight towards the ball of the foot, bring the hips forward. So hips back on the inhale and sink. Hips forward on the exhale and rise. Back towards the heels. Forward to the ball. So that's the basics with that. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you later.